Look, I like that. I like that. Welcome back to the Rock and Roll channel for, I guess, impromptu impromptu live stream tonight because a lot's going on with Florida State. I understand we haven't played a game yet, but we're in the heat of fall camp. Freddie Stevenson, former No player, did an interview with Jimbo Fisher that's garnering a lot of attention, and I think it's ridiculous. And I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to get Vaughn's take on it too. And by the way, this is an old friend of mine from my FSU days and from when I would visit Vegas back in the day. Vaughn Brown, Vaughn
Tell
B.
us a story about so I was working in Mandalay Bay at a club called Foundation Room.
Yep.
I don't know. I was in the middle of working, and up comes Jeremy, and I got 10 things going on at once. And I look at him. I just looked at him. I said, "Didn't you go to Florida State?" And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "All right, you're in for free." And I let him in, and then we went and talked. And I don't know how my brain. I mean, because you got to remember, I went to TCC, and then I failed out because I was just, partying with Steve Bass and all those guys.
Yeah.
And all that CPA and library stuff, and I was into all that. And then I'll go to the Coast Guard, and then I got my degrees from Nova Southeastern. So I never went to Florida State, but it's never stopped me from being, a diehard FSU fan.
Oh yeah.
Glad to be here.
You did your Tallahassee thing, that's for sure. No, but yeah, we stopped, and it was after a USD fight, so it was crazy because one of the fighters had an after party there, and it was crazy there, and like
I knew that.
You had to get up. You had to get up an elevator to get to Foundation Room, and Vaughn held up the line to the elevator to get my insight on Florida State football because that was Jimbo's first year. We were going into Jimbo's first year. So you asked me what I thought of him. We talked, and next thing we realized we held up a line of people on a Vegas Saturday night, and we didn't care. But yeah, I still appreciate that night, man. Getting the Seminole treatment there, that was awesome. So yeah, Vaughn and I go back a while. He reached out to me and said, "Man, I got some things to get off my chest." And I said, "You know what? I do too, man. Let's go live tonight and let's talk about what we've heard from fall camp. Granted, the media can't be at practice anymore, but I feel like we're hearing more without them there than when they were there. Because when they were there, they were really handcuffed in what they could talk about, and now it's kind of fair game. If they have sources telling them something, they're gonna report. Is it 100% true? We don't know, but I'll take it. It's more information now than I really felt like we had before. And we're going to talk about, I think I said it, the Jimbo Fisher stuff. And I'm tired. I got tired one day hearing about it. So I'm going to start with the Jimbo Fisher stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'm curious to hear about the Jimbo, scuttlebutt because I saw Jimbo win one in Pasadena. I was there, and I mean, once you see that and the whole background and the lights and the canyons and stuff, I'm sold on Jimbo forever, man. I'm sorry.
I appreciate that one good year.
I don't know what he did wrong though. Maybe he did something stupid.
Oh, I mean, I have a strong take on Jimbo.
Do you? I love it. Let's hear it.
I'm going to give it. So basically, for those who don't know, Freddie Stevenson, former No player from 13 to 16, was on the national title team, fullback. Great dude. Played for Jimbo, obviously. Did an interview with Jimbo Fisher, and it's really the first time he spoke like that since Jimbo never liked talking like in this type of setting, and since he got fired from Texas A&M, which people seem to forget about. And Freddie asked great questions, and whether he played for him or not, Freddie can't really poke. He's got to ask him fair questions, and that's still his coach. So he looks at him differently than I would talking to him or somebody else.
There was a bunch of layups.
They were layups, but he didn't shy away from the hard questions.
Nice.
He asked him about leaving Florida State. He asked him about he asked him. I mean, that was the big one that people wanted to know about.
That hurt us. That hurt all of us when he left.
It hurt us, but I'll get right into it. We were headed down a really bad path with him. Jimbo knew it. I mean, besides the fact he stopped caring. Towards the end, he stopped recruiting. He stopped recruiting that last year. He didn't care about academics anymore. Players were getting away with everything towards the end. We could say that, but when Willie Taggart came in, and we know he was not a good coach for us. Willie had such a mess as far as like we almost got put on scholarship probation because of, we would have lost like 4 or 5 scholarships a year maybe because we were in such bad academic standing when Jimbo left.
Kind of sounds like Bobby Vaughn a little bit.
We never had that with Bobby.
I know. I'm just kidding.
And Mike obviously has made it even better. And I understand people say, "Oh, academics," but if you get so bad in that department, the NCAA could come down on you. So we were close to that. And then people don't realize the way he left the offensive line was in shambles. He stopped. In fact, he stopped recruiting. His evaluations on the O line were terrible. And if you look at his time at Texas A&M, when did he have his best years? His first 2 years there, under Kevin Sumlin's recruits.
Do you remember when the O line would turn around and be backwards?
Yeah.
Remember when they were blocking and the guy would turn around and his back would be towards the defensive line?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Right. So, I know. So basically, he said in the interview, Freddie asked him about leaving, and Jimbo said, "I hated it. I never wanted to leave. Blah blah blah. I won't get into why. I mean, we know why. He was never. I mean, he did a great job. Listen, he wasn't going to say, "Man, I'm doing a bad job. Look at our record this year." He can't say that. Besides the fact he didn't want to blow the Texas A&M deal. So Jimbo would blame it on facilities and not having an indoor, you name it. He would always be asking.
Wait a minute. Can I ask you a question?
Please.
I thought it was because the Gator player and his wife had that relationship.
Okay, I'm not. Yeah, but I mean,
I'm not trying to be that guy, but literally, right after it happened,
no. He needed a change of scenery.
That's a real thing.
He had that divorce, and he had a son's issue during his time in Tallahassee.
I was like Joe Horn and Willie Rope. I mean, it was the same type of deal.
Right. I mean, I think it was past that. I think it was.
I'm sorry to bring that up, but it was like.
No, please. It's fine. I mean, I tried to get in his personal life, but yeah, I'm sure a lot of the personal
stuff. Gator, that hurt all of us. Anyways, let's drop that.
It was just a sad situation, but
my bad.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I don't try to hold that.
That's because he left right after it happened. So
he left
to be honest and say,
I don't think
why he left. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that was the reason.
Really? Okay, fair enough.
I think he was. I mean, he was checked out at the end. That's obvious. You watched him coach, yeah, his body language, how he acted, but everything was an excuse, and he couldn't admit. Yeah, look at how bad we are this year. So he would blame, when we got our butts kicked by Boston College his last year on that Friday night, where you could tell the team had quit. He said he started blaming facilities. I'm sure we had better facilities than Boston College, and that's not why we lost that game.
I mean, look, I'm not going to cry about that because the SEC had that huge contract with ESPN. They, and FSU always had to kind of compete with that, and we never had that really crazy money. And so I'm okay with a little bit of complaining just to keep up with the Joneses, but not where it's bitching.
It's all it became. And then if you watch his recruiting, you just produced a Heisman Trophy winner in Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
You should have been going after the cream of the crop at quarterback every year. And number one draft pick. We're signing 3 stars. We're signing James Blackman, Bailey Hawkman, J.J. Costantino, who had played in the wing tee. Jimbo got so arrogant towards the end, too.
Those are good points.
The O-line, he would never give true freshmen a chance at wide receiver. Now, I understand you play the best guys, but there were times he would be so stubborn.
Right.
So it was that. It was
He's always been like that.
Yeah, and if you saw the coaching staff became a disaster, and all he did was ask for raises for the staff, and he got it every time for them. And then as soon as he leaves Texas A&M, he doesn't take any of them. So obviously he maybe didn't think as highly of them as he acted when he was at Florida State.
You kind of closed the point when you said that you have Jameis Winston and Justin Blackman, like that's a case closed situation. And you're supposed to get blue chip after blue chip after blue chip.
And then you got Francois and you got some of those guys. But yeah, that one cycle when he just settled for 2 3-star quarterbacks. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because the thing is I was in LA for 11 years. I actually went there after the FSU Auburn game. I went to Auburn, Florida State versus to the game versus Auburn. I was there. I came back to Tampa, and I moved to LA in 2014 after that game for 11 years. So I would always watch the games, and I would look at more like big picture, like, okay, like for example, like I don't want to get too much into it, but like last year I noticed that our players were undersized and they were getting bullied all over the field, and and so I'm saying to myself, okay, we're losing every game because our players are undersized and our coach has no confidence. And I just kept it simple like that for a lot of the years over the past 11 years. That's why I want to learn from you about what's going on, and like because
Thank you.
I haven't been in it.
No, I appreciate that. But yeah, to finish off with Jimbo,
Yeah,
like in the beginning when he was motivated and fired up, he was a great coach for us. Towards the end, when he was dealing with his issues and fighting the administration all the time, like I heard one story that blew my mind. He asked for like 6 figures to get a players' lounge by the locker room, which they still have, video games, all that stuff. And I heard like Booster spent like 6 figures on that of their money. And then like 2 weeks later, he's like, okay, when we tear this down to get a new and it's like you just ask these boosters to pony up 6 figures for this that you want to. You're really good at spending other people's money. That's what it comes down.
You're telling me that he asked for money for an upgrade in the locker room, got the upgrade, and then didn't let it sit for how long?
It was a couple weeks later. He was telling people, yeah, when we tear this down.
You can't do that in Tallahassee.
No, you can't do that in Tallahassee. You can't do that anywhere. It's really easy when it's not your money to do that.
You can't do that.
So I remember hearing that story. I'm like, F this guy. I understand, like, people say, well, the players like them. They do. Yeah, you're not going to hear them come out and say stuff. So when he left, it's time. He needed to change
your money, too. You're wasting money.
It was a waste of money.
Your money properly and spend it properly.
It's these boosters' money, and then when you really need something, they're not going to want to pony up because it's like throwing money down the drain. And everyone's like, well, if he came back now, our administration is much more football friendly than it was when he was there. And that's true. No, it is. It is. We invest a lot more in football now than we did when he was here.
Football friendly, though? What does that even mean?
More friendly in what they spend. We would never spend $10 million on a coach.
Okay, so the program is okay with the checkbook getting opened up for
but Jimbo basically wanted a blank checkbook to do whatever he wanted. He would have bankrupted the school, and our president said that. So I'm not like making that up.
Also, I believe you.
The president said that after he left, and that's why they had enough with him. And from what I heard, he didn't treat people very nicely at the offices and the building. Maybe he's changed. I don't know. But it's really easy for him to come out now and say, "Oh, I wish I never wanted to leave." After you failed miserably at Texas A&M, where you had everything you complained about at Florida State. That's my argument. Where he had a blank checkbook, Texas A&M has more money than you can imagine. To do whatever he wanted. He had his indoor facility. He had his players on. He had everything there. Couldn't get it done. It still comes down to coaching on the field. His offense is so antiquated that defenses now just snuff it out, and it was shown in the SEC.
Right.
And he had number 1 classes there, number 3 classes that were, with an NIL paid for nicely. He couldn't get it done.
So you're saying Jimbo's schemes were ineffective at Texas Tech? They just weren't getting it off?
And it wasn't with us at the end either. It's very, I hate to use this word, archaic, his offense.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I mean, it would drive me nuts watching the play clock all the time. 3, 2, are you ever going to snap the ball? So there's a lot of factors. So the only reason his name is coming up now, because he said he wants to get back into coaching. If the
delay of game, Florida State.
Waste 2 timeouts in the third quarter, and then when you really need them, it's not there. His 4th down math is.
Do you remember the delay of game 2009 versus Miami? When they were coming to our end zone and they did the delay of game on the 1 or 4, whatever. I was sitting there.
He wasn't the head coach then, but it was his offense. I mean,
Bobby did
let him run the offense. So.
Okay.
It was all Jimbo when he came to Florida State. Offense was. So you just watched him at the end. He became a shell of his former self. Maybe he goes to another school that I don't want to say is because they're all high pressure at this level. But something like I think at West Virginia. And remember, he talks about he never wanted to leave. Jimbo tried for years to get that LSU job while he was at Florida State. Yeah. They passed on him. He would have been down I-10 so quick to Baton Rouge if that job had opened up. That was his dream job.
I think he can still get that job, though.
LSU? No,
Yeah,
no, they wouldn't take him. They passed on him 2 or 3 times
yeah.
when he was there, and the reason, yeah, they
I
wouldn't.
gotta tell you why I think that he failed.
Not a hot name in the coaching world. If
What's
you think
that?
about it, he's going to rebuild his stock a little because he's doing TV this year.
Yeah, but he's a good old boy, and some people like that.
Yeah, it's a recycled network. I could see him like a West Virginia. I think he would have taken that job
You
if they
know,
offered it to him.
so my thing with Jimbo is this: I don't think Jimbo acclimated to the pay for play. He's so old school.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he wants to be like, yeah, you got to do what I tell you to get to the NFL, and got to carry it out on a stick, and you got to be able to
one class because
pay, man. And so that's a problem I have with Norvell too, and that's
I don't know. I mean, not to argue with you, but
yeah,
he had the number one class that year, and remember that's
yeah,
what started the argument with him and Saban, where Saban said, basically, no offense, but Texas A&M spent $40 million in their recruiting class, and Jimbo was irate about that. But Jimbo didn't break any rules. This was 3 years ago. It was
so you're saying that we had the number one class over Alabama.
Texas A&M in 2022 had the number one class.
Okay.
And yeah, they bought it, but it was legal to do that. NIL was in existence. So Jimbo didn't break any rules, but he was so irate that his ego, that you're saying they didn't come because of me.
Yeah, I've just seen him say
for saying that.
I've just seen him say before that he doesn't like NIL. That's all I'm saying. I've heard him say that it's not like it used to be.
The coaches that have said that were the ones paying players before all NIL. You heard about it from Saban. Alabama was paying players. You heard about it from Jimbo. A&M was paying players. You heard about it from Kirby. Georgia's buying stuff. So the ones who were getting away with it and building, it became an even playing field with NIL. And the ones who had been doing it.
What year did NIL start?
Summer 21.
Okay, so that's 3 years ago, right?
So the 22 class was the first recruiting cycle of NIL.
All right.
And Jimbo had the number one class.
I think corrected.
It's no coincidence that it was right around that time for a school that really hadn't achieved that much.
So you're saying Jimbo Fisher's done?
No. He's going to coach again. He's definitely going to coach again. I don't want him anywhere near Florida State as a coach.
What about SMU?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if Lashley would have to leave, and they have a good coach now.
Because Dallas has a lot of money too. Like that's my whole thing. We got to start paying.
He got a lot of connections in Texas because of his Texas A&M days. So that's always a nice thing when you're trying to pick a coach out. Like, what kind of recruiting connections do they have? So Jimbo would have a ton of connections there. Yeah, if that wouldn't be a horrible.
Off the track, you're talking about a football player, and he was questioning Jimbo. My bad. Thanks for the information.
No, my pleasure.
What pissed you off about the guy's questions and Jimbo's answers the most?
Nothing pissed him off. Nothing pissed me off. It was the reaction to a lot of stuff. Freddie asked great questions, did a wonderful interview. I enjoyed the whole thing. Jimbo's a very good talker when it comes to that. He can sell ice to an Eskimo. There's a reason why he was such a good recruiter also before NIL and at Florida State. When people believed, oh, man, he never really wanted to leave. Yeah, he did. And he had his reasons. It's fine.
Oh, yeah, he was out of there.
But it's really easy to say that after you failed miserably. And then you look back and say, maybe it wasn't so bad there.
And he got us a championship, and that was
awesome. No, and I appreciate that. When Jimbo Fisher was bought in and cared and was laser focused, he was held to deal with.
And the next year we lost to Oregon. I was at that game too, and that was a weird game because Dalvin Cook fumbled 3 times, and we were
we really we beat ourselves.
That's not Jimbo's fault. So
no. It was a few years after that where the coaching staff was not great. Jimbo would not make adjustments. He made some bad hires also. Yeah. Bill Miller, he brought in an old guy as a linebacker coach, couldn't really recruit. Trickett was getting old and struggling.
But didn't Trickett get our O-line good though, kind of for a little bit?
Did for a little bit, yeah. But it took Jimbo to change Trickett because Trickett wanted these lean, cat quick guys because that's what worked for him at West Virginia with Pat White. Yeah. And it finally took Jimbo to say, no, we need these big horses like SEC guys. But it just Jimbo just wouldn't make changes to the staff and just demanded raises all the time for them. and got him every time. We had a top 5 paid coaching staff under Jimbo. So that's what I got upset about and I'm still upset about, even when he left, was when they say, well, you just didn't give him what he wanted. Jimbo was never told no to anything. We just couldn't build it tomorrow like he wanted. Where we were told him, yeah, we'll do the IPF. We'll do the players only. We're bringing in a company to do a site tour. It wasn't fast enough for Jimbo. Jimbo's that type of guy that he wants it done instantly. At Texas A&M, he already had all that stuff. So that's why I was kind of not gratified, because I didn't wish ill will on the guy, but it proved my point when he went to A&M that all the stuff he complained about at Florida State, he had and still failed there. If he won championship after championship at A&M, man, we might have been saying something different. But he's available now because he didn't do well there.
You know what, though? A lot of coaches have that after, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge him on that A&M thing. It was a crappy run. Let's see if he does good his next time, and if he sucks now, then he's just an old washed up guy.
Yeah, and he's pushing 60. I mean, that was his thing. Well, I'm going to be 60. I got some good years left.
He gets one more chance.
He's going to coach again. I definitely feel that. And then going on TV this year helps build your stock, because they see you every week on TV. And he's got the best agent in the business who is floating his name.
What about FAU? That'd be a cool job.
I don't think he'd go to FAU.
Really?
No, he's looking for a bigger job.
That's a cool place.
I think it's a great gig. It's a great gig. You're living in Boca.
Yeah.
Ball is ball. I think
town.
Yeah, you got a good recruiting base in Florida, but he has to go against the big dogs in the state.
I'm kind of joking. Hey, can you put that video of your friend, because I know you know all these players, in the comment section so people can look at it?
Can I what?
Put the video with Jimbo and the guy that played football for the 2013.
Oh, if I can find it, I would.
Not now, but just later.
The guy who he challenged to a fight.
Who?
Wait, what? Say that again?
No, I'm saying the interview you're talking about with.
Oh yeah, I'll link it in the description. Freddie did a great job. It's going viral. I mean, credit to Freddie. Freddie's a good dude. I've interacted with him a few times. Great dude.
I don't fight anymore. Those days are over.
but ESPN has used quotes from it. So many things. Like, it's gone viral, his interview, and I'm really happy for him.
Let me ask you a question. What do you feel about the Knowles this year?
Let's get into the important topic.
Into the Knowles this year. Come on.
We're both done with me here. I just had to get that off my chest, so sorry.
I'm glad you did, man. I'm glad you did.
But let's talk about fall camp, what we heard.
Can you do me a favor and let it go with Jimbo and just let it go? Because
it's done. It's done. It just it irritated me the other day, and it's like, I gotta get this out of my system.
I'm glad you did.
Thank you. And anybody wants to talk about it in the comments or after, I'm happy to talk about it. I don't get tired of talking about it, but I just
think. You don't like Jimbo no more, do you?
No, I don't.
You hate Jimbo.
No, I don't hate. Hate's the strong word. I appreciate what he did. I hate how he tried to make it act like Florida State was nothing towards the end. And that's how I felt. He really had everyone believing that it was us not doing enough for him, and he was God.
I hate that.
I really hated that, because I know how special Florida State is, and it made it seem like we were some archaic place that didn't have utilities. And somehow he managed to make them a winner, and that really, really bothered me.
And the reason why I agree with you is because we're used to guys just being studs on the field and not needing all this great facility. Like, we just want to see guys on that fresh cut grass and just big guys that are big horses and just Like, that's what we care about. We don't care about.
And if he was told no all the time,
all this crap, like, let's see guys stack up and go. And
if he was told no all the time, I would understand, but that wasn't the case. And that's why I got upset. Jimbo was using that as an excuse and deflecting for his horrible last year. And a lot of people just couldn't put 2 and 2 together.
And I trust you too, because so that's why I'm
doing it. That you're being so angry, man. It still comes back. Damn. But yeah, let's talk about fall camp, man. That was a good start to the show. I appreciate it. So I'll talk about what we've heard. Mike is kind of tight-lipped, but that's kind of Mike. The coordinators I listened to today, they spoke. The vibe I'm getting is it's like a race against time. I think Jeff Cameron said that today too, is we got Bama in 2 weeks, and It's like a new coaching staff, a new team. You're trying to get everybody up to speed for such a big game.
Up to speed on what? Up to
Up to
speed
speed,
now?
you still have to learn.
We're gonna get blown out then for sure.
Well, I'm not saying we're not there at all, but you still have to get everything in order. You're still a new coaching staff and a totally new group of players.
By the
It's
way, the spread's 13.5.
Yeah, I would take it right now if I was betting.
You take who?
Bama.
For sure.
I don't feel great going into this game, and it's not a knock on Florida State, and it's not a knock that. That's why I really wish we had like a cupcake in the first game, so we could iron out some of these positions.
But you never know. You never know.
Also, new coaching staff, new players. You have to even get things fine tuned, such as substitutions.
What do you think about Gus Malzahn?
Okay, I like Gus. I like Gus as an OC. I would never want him as my head coach, but that's fine.
Same.
Gus knows ball. Gus knows ball. He knows this. He's
outdated?
Huh?
Is he outdated? Is his offense?
No, I don't think he's outdated.
I hope not.
Yeah, I mean, he was probably close to getting fired at UCF. I'm not going to say he wasn't. But also, he was tired of the portal and NIL and dealing with that at his age. And he's like, why do I need this aggravation? I have enough money. He's not coaching now for the money. The buyout he got alone in Auburn, he's set for forever. I can go to Florida State, be the OC, and just call plays. So I think he will end up being coach again if he does a good job with us, a head coach. Because
so he's just gonna do 2 years and leave again.
No, I don't know 2 years, but yeah, but you know what? That's a good problem. Then that means we're doing good.
Yeah, that's true.
Same with our defense, who I like our new defensive coordinator a lot, Tony White.
Who's that?
Tony White from Nebraska. He was at Nebraska, Syracuse. Tony runs a great defense. No nonsense. He's getting after them in ways that I really criticized our last DC about. I mean, today he was talking about, some guys did well and some guys who really need to, quote, step their asses up. I like that.
He was at Syracuse?
He was at Syracuse, and now he was good. And then he was at Nebraska last year with Matt Rule, and Nebraska did not want him to leave.
What's his name?
Tony White.
Is he from Florida?
I don't know, not originally, no.
I'm going to Google this guy's name.
He's got a lot. I like him. I think he's a future head coach. He talks like he's no nonsense. He's multiple in what he does. You're going to see some 3-down linemen. You're going to see some 4-down linemen. He's also got to work with what he has too. And what worries me a little bit with defense is our depth at certain positions on the line. It's a long season. Guys get banged up, especially in the line.
You said Tony White?
Tony White. He's our DC. I like him a lot.
Really?
So what we're hearing is Castellanos threw a pick early in the scrimmage last night, but he bounced back and threw a few touchdowns.
I saw that.
So that's good. I mean, I always say how do you deal with adversity.
He's from Key West. I like this guy already.
Is he really?
The guy. I'm sorry to cut you off, but Tony White is from Key West, and he grew up in New York, but he's originally from Key West. So I'm cool with that.
I think he's from a military family. That's why.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
But he knows ball. He knows ball. Yeah. He's coached at a high level. I watched his defense at Nebraska last year, and they got after it.
He wanted to come back to Florida.
My impression is he didn't get along with Matt Rule.
Yeah.
Because he left a better job to come deal with our mess.
Thank you.
No, I appreciate it. But he had a better situation in Nebraska. But then maybe he comes to Florida State and our expectations aren't that high after last year. He goes and does a good job. He's got a head coach.
But you got to remember, it's still Tallahassee. It's
so
much fun to be good in football there. It's just such a fun atmosphere.
It's different because you got such a base down here.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
But that also shows from what I hear, and listen, we have our issues with Mike Norvell after last year, but the reputation he has in the coaching community is that he's a good coach to work for.
I have an issue with Norvell.
We'll talk about that.
I'm going to be positive,
but you can be honest.
I see a guy that has no confidence, and when you're dealing with Florida athletes, and you have like a Prius driver, it's just, and again, I mean, you got to have a guy that demands respect.
Yeah.
And, you know, all this play calling and all this, data management. So, dude, we're from Florida. Like, you just, you pad up and you ball out. You know what I mean? Like, guys are hit harder, they run faster than any other state in the country. Now, I will say California's got some athletes. I've had my battle with them because I just got back from
Georgia, Texas. I mean,
Florida's got the best in the East Coast.
Hey, you can play. I don't care where you're from.
The whole point is, like, don't make it too complicated.
Right. Well, he's not running the offense
Just
anymore.
keep these guys on their toes and just going at,
What I like now is, and I'm sorry to cut you off. What I like now is he ran the offense before. So at practice, he was pretty much just with the quarterbacks and running the offense. Now he can kind of look at the big picture as the head coach, which a head coach is supposed to do. Gus runs the whole offense. He can go walk over to the defense and see what's going on there. It's kind of like a CEO. He can be more of a CEO now. He can go deal with the nonsense that head coaches have to deal with now, dealing with agents and NIL people.
Right.
And he can focus a little more on recruiting now, maybe.
And you're saying last year he was calling plays.
Oh, he's been calling plays for a while.
And this year it's Malzahn calling plays.
It's Malzahn calling the plays.
I like that too, actually.
Yeah, no, he had to give up play calling if he was going to come back.
Okay.
It was non-negotiable.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. No, and so I like that. And then with the new O-line coach, who I like, he coached with Gus for a long time. So the O-line, I don't know if you know, the O-line coach and the play caller have to be on the same page.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
When they're in the meeting room the week of the game, going over, all right, on third down, we're going to call this, on second, or whatever play. The O-line coach has to be able to tell the coach, we can block this, or we can't block this play. Right. Let's call something else. If they're not on the same page,
100%,
they can be calling plays that just aren't going to work.
It's the most important part of football is O-line, for sure.
Yeah, O-line, and can we block this play up? If you can't block it up, the play's never going to work. It still might not work, but you got no chance if it's not working in the first place.
Who's the O-line coach you're saying?
Herb Hand. Been coaching a long time. Okay. He was at UCF with Gus. He was at Texas and helped develop Leonard Davis. He's got a reputation. He's no nonsense. I like him. So far, I mean, he gets that. But I know in recruiting, he's going to know what Gus wants. So they're on the same page. Mike doesn't have to think about that.
What about right now? Who are O-line? Who do we have on O-line right now? Like, who cares about recruiting? Like, we're playing Alabama at 19.
No, I understand. You're wanting now because
right now. Like,
I explain to people when people say you've gone too portal heavy, and I'm like, yeah, we have, but Mike can't think about next year. If Mike has a bad year this year, he could be gone. I say could be.
I hope so. If he fails, then he has to go.
Yeah, no, I agree.
This coddling situation, like it's just this coddling situation at FSU. It's not how I grew up. It's not how I understand our university to have a football program that has a sense of like get after it or not. You got to go. Like, you got to go. Like,
I agree. And I mean,
you're out of here.
Right. No, I wonder, and I seriously wonder if he hadn't got that new contract that he got after the 23 season, and we had the year we had last year, are we talking about our new head coach and whoever it is, Lane Kiffin maybe?
Of course we are. Of course we are.
Yeah. So that's why Mike knows he's on the hot seat. Mike knows that. He's not stupid. But
can we buy him out? Like, I mean, can we even afford? I'm not going to talk about that
this year. I think we could have. I think they would have no choice.
Right. Okay.
And remember, they're getting more money from the ACC this year.
Really? How much?
I don't know the exact number. We're looking to make 15 to 20 million more this year. Remember, with the settlement from the lawsuit. So between that and we have initiatives where if we get X amount of ratings, we'll get more money.
This is why I want to be on the podcast with you, because you know everything and you act like you don't. I love it.
I don't. I definitely don't.
Yes,
but I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Who's your favorite O-lineman this year?
What's that?
I said, who's your favorite O-lineman this year?
Whoever can block for me. It's going to be a new group in some ways.
Oh, really?
That I like. No, I like it because we had veterans last year. Some of these guys were in their 6th year of football and were so banged up and so beat up.
I'm going to pull it up right now.
Oh, I can tell you the guys. It's Adrian Medley, who's a transfer from the UCF, played for Gus and Herb there. It's going to be the tackles are going to be right now Gunnar Hansen and Micah Pettis.
Really?
If I had to guess today, yeah, because they both transferred in from SEC schools and we're good there.
Nice.
Center will be a kid from Wake Forest who was all ACC, Pettibone.
Really?
Who they're really high on. Yeah, he was all ACC at Wake Forest. And
okay. Center? That's good.
Yeah, we needed a new center bad.
You need a center
bad. Maurice Smith, but he had trouble staying healthy. He was so banged up. Yeah, and Luke's an animal.
That's good news.
And I forgot who the other guard's going to be, and I know it's going to.
I expect that guy from Wake Forest to have a great game against Bama. I expect him to have a great game.
That's a hell of a test. That's a hell of a test week one against that D line, and the quarterback behind you mouthed off about them, so they're going to be coming after him.
Oh God!
Who the other guard is going to be, and it's going to drive me nuts. But yeah, so it's going to be for the most part a pretty new offensive line with a new coach.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it? Like a 7 or 6?
I couldn't grade this team at all because it's so unknown. This is the most unknown I've ever had going into a season with Florida State. Because remember, the media's had no access to practice. There was no Garnet and Gold game where you can kind of watch the team play a little bit and see what you like, what you don't like.
No coverage?
No, they didn't have the Garnet and Gold game this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They blamed it on not having a because of Doak's construction. But in the past, they went to Orlando and stuff for games. But then right after Mike announced that, so many schools canceled their spring game. And one of the main reasons is, well, for us, I think they didn't want tape getting out on going before the Bama game.
I mean, are you okay with them canceling it or no?
I wasn't at the time. I was furious.
Right.
But it made sense more as it went on when I saw so many schools cancel after that, because now with the portal and that spring portal window coming up right after spring ball, it's like, so we're going to go have a game and put all these players on display so other schools can look and say, oh, I like number 20 there. Let's go after him.
It's called tradition, yes.
Yeah, so
people grow up doing that a lot.
At first, I was furious and I was irate about it, and I'm like, "You were 2-10 last year. You're trying to rebuild confidence in the fan base. Spring weekend, a fun weekend." But as time went on, it made more sense, and I think the spring game is going to become a thing of the past. I think they're going to go more to the NFL model and just have like mini camps.
Okay.
So, because college football is becoming like the NFL in so many ways, so I think they're just going to do that, and unless they change the portal.
I'm complaining about it because you're like an old head, like an old salty.
I'm an old head, yeah. And the old head,
right? So like here's what we think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Listen, I'm for what works.
Right.
After 2-10, you have to cancel the spring game to do better. Do it. I may not like it, but just do it. You want to kick out the media? I'm all for it.
Quarterbacks. Yeah.
Right now, the Chargers.
That's fine, but I was thinking about that guy you said who threw a pick and then 2 touchdowns. It just popped in my head. You mind if I bring up something real quick?
Never apologize. Just do it.
His ball doesn't come off his hands like a nice spiral. It's kind of like a duck.
Well, he's shorter. He's shorter than that.
You notice that?
Yeah. No, tell me. Yeah. Gus likes an athletic quarterback that can run. Remember, he took a converted defensive back, moved him to quarterback, and they went to the national title game. Nick Marshall at Auburn, who was the quarterback we faced in the title game.
Who?
Nick Marshall was the starting quarterback at Auburn when we beat them in the national title game.
And he threw us that interception was a gift in the third, I think it was, and we were getting
out. But he was a converted defensive back. So
he played pretty good at that game.
He did. He's a good player. But Gus saw something in him to say, I can make it work with him. Most coaches at a Power 5 school like that are not moving DBs to a quarterback.
Who's behind him?
Okay, what I'm hearing right now is that Brock Glenn may be banged up or hurt or whatever. We don't know. They're not going to report that stuff. But the true freshman from Dallas, Kevin Sperry, has been taking reps with the twos. I don't want it to come to him, but I hear the kid has a lot of talent and a lot of moxie.
I think I like Glenn from last year. I think Glenn was the guy I was rooting for last year.
I was surprised he stayed. When we got a new coach.
I don't think that guy you're talking about's a lock, dude. I'm telling you, he throws a weird ball.
You never want to have to bank on a true freshman unless he's some stud.
As a freshman, the guy Costalos or whatever,
Castellanos, yeah.
I don't. He's not a lock, and he has to prove it to me. And
No, I agree, but at least he's
you
got
know,
experience. He's got experience. He played for Gus his first year in college, so he knows the offense pretty well. Um, I'm not saying Tommy's the ideal guy, but it was like they made some moves to show, like, all right, we have to win now. We can't play let's build for the future stuff because he may not have it that time.
well, yeah, you got to win or you're.
Getting
You
a
might
Tommy Castellanos, getting a Gus Malzahn, getting that type of coach is I have to win now.
So this guy Castellanos is his name.
Yeah, Tommy
Can he throw
Castellanos.
the ball kind of deep? Like, can he get it like 50
Yeah,
yards?
you can do that. You can do that, but
Okay.
like if you watched from the scrimmage last week, Deuce Robinson made a great catch. The receiver transfer we got, whose dad played at Florida State when you were there.
Yeah.
But he had a jump, and he's 6'5", 6'6", and had a jump and make a really.
That's a luxury.
Yeah, I agree. But a 6'5", 6'6" guy shouldn't have to jump over somebody around them to catch the ball.
Oh wow! Yeah.
And he did.
Who are running backs?
Oh, that's a great topic. That room that was questionable in the spring
I'm all ears.
has gotten better. Roy Dell Williams he's coming back from last year. Was injured last year. He was the Bama transfer from last year. He's a tough, hard-nosed runner. And I'm going to save the best for the end. What I think is you got the transfer from Oklahoma after spring ball, Gavin Sawchuk, to give you a little experience because you got Bama week 1. So you can't really, it's not one of those games where you can just try out some guys and see if they work. You kind of need some proven experience. But the freshman, Usman, bear with me about his name, Usman Kroma, he was number 1 running back in the country last year. Yeah, he was highly rated.
And that's your guy?
Well, not to be the starter, no. But in time,
Really?
absolutely. Yeah, because
What?
well, I didn't remember he wasn't there in the spring. He's just come in the fall. He's a grown man out there. Look at the highlights of him. He's a grown man. And I said maybe game 2, 3, 4, or 5, he might be ready to take more reps. I wasn't going to count on him first game against Bama. And I'm still not. But seeing the highlights of him, hearing that even in pass blocking, he's nailing guys' asses. And
That's
he's a grown man. Give him 10, 12 snaps in that game. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm okay with giving him 18 snaps in that game.
Give him. I don't care. If he can – because the quickest way to get off the field as a true freshman running back is to miss a blocking assignment. But that kid in practice, I heard, has been awesome there. There's a video of him.
But you also have to coach knowing that he might make that blocking mistake and add an extra tight end, have guys roll out.
But
look,
that running back missing a block.
what you're saying, but you can also play call around, okay, the linebacker's going to overpower him. Let's do this, that, the other. Let's pull the guard.
Let's block the running back because that's the last line of defense.
Strategy.
I hear you, but you don't want to leave your quarterback exposed.
I know. But he's the number 1 running back in the country. I want to see him run.
And a grown man. And from what I hear, he's looked really good. And so he's
not your guy. Who's your main guy?
I mean, right now, I think, I guess Roydell. Right now,
you said Roydell.
My opinion right now is not how I think the season might play out at running back. And remember, I always caveat with injuries, and you don't know what's going to happen.
It's okay.
But I think Kroma, if he keeps at this pace, man, maybe by Virginia, that's the 4th game, he could become like the dude.
Why do you want to wait this guy so bad?
Because I don't want to throw a true freshman in against Bama and then play bad and that kill their confidence.
That's fine. That's fair. Everyone's confidence.
Your first college game is against that defense.
Yeah, dude.
I'm saying if he's right to be out there, put him out there.
Let's go, man.
We put Cam Akers out there against Bama.
Why the hell are we going to hold the number 1 player in the country and just say,
no, I'm not saying I think
nah, man.
I would be talking, okay, if he had come in the spring and learned, remember, he's still learning the offense. I know everybody else is.
Dude, I don't care.
But if he's playing.
Run, dude. Run.
Yeah, if he's playing at this level, I don't think you can hold him off. But they brought in Sawchuk to give us a little veteran help, at least early in the year.
I'm not knocking what you're saying. All I'm saying is that if you're the best in the country at something, and we sucked so bad last year, my mind's telling me I don't care. We have to figure out a way to
You
play.
know, they paid a pretty penny to get him.
Good to
If
hear.
the number one running back came to you after you went 2-10, he didn't come there because he just.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Florida State's a draw anymore just based on what's on your hat? Like just the FSU experience. I get it, like money, but do people understand that if you have a winning football team in Tallahassee, I get the money and stuff like that, but dude, it's the most fun I've ever had in my life. I lived in Miami, I lived in Vegas, I lived in LA, and I think back to those years in Tallahassee, thinking to myself in my formative years, those years I had in Tallahassee gave me so much confidence, so much vigor. Like I don't know, it's just I feel like
They think differently from us. We're diehards. We
huh?
couldn't imagine wanting to play elsewhere. But it's cool. Like with my channel blogging, I've gone to other colleges and gone to other games, and that passion's there too. They see it everywhere.
I
It's
get it.
different for us because we bleed Florida State.
We got
And,
two championships.
no, I hear you. And there's schools that got more. For what we've done and as long as we've been playing, it's pretty impressive. We got schools that have been playing
5 championships.
longer.
That Josh Heupel game, and there's another one somewhere.
Yeah, we had a few that we let slip through the cracks. But I mean, if there was a playoff system in the '90s when we lost in those wide rights to Miami, that's two.
Let's go to receiver. Who got a receiver?
Okay, that's a great question. I think your top two right now are Deuce Robinson, his dad, Dominic Robinson. He's transferred from USC. And
Really?
Squirrel White, yeah, and Squirrel White. Squirrel White, the transfer from Tennessee. Remember, we're going to have a lot of transfers playing.
That's fine.
Especially on offense. I don't care. Some people don't like it, man. I'm not about next year right now. I'm about can we turn the ship around this year?
I wonder that kid from USC who was he any good? Because USC has good receivers.
He's 5-star out of high school. He's 6'5", 6'6", and that kid is a worker. I understand we're not here for personalities and is he? But you hear the kids say, Deuce Robinson.
Deuce Robinson, I remember that.
Yeah. His dad is Dominic. He's from Arizona originally.
Really?
Yeah. So those are the top two. There's a freshman who's turning heads from Cocoa, Javon Boggs.
Really?
Who I think is going to be the third.
I think he'll get some playing time from Cocoa.
He's had a great camp. He was incredible in the spring. He's the guy they keep talking about. Like Deuce Robinson's like, this kid's awesome. This kid's awesome.
He also got drafted by the Twins.
Yeah. Who, Deuce? Yeah, and he's a baseball player too. And
he went to Pinnacle High School. I mean, you're from South Florida. He went to Pinnacle.
I know. Yeah, Pinnacle's in Arizona. That's where Spencer Rattler.
My bad. He was born in Miami, though.
Who was?
Deuce.
Oh, he was born in Miami?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. But he's
from cool, right?
Yeah. And Tommy Castellanos was born in Miami too. Okay, cool. But played high school ball in Georgia.
So I think this kid Deuce might be kind of legit, actually.
I mean, it's all we hear. I think he's an NFL receiver.
Really?
Yeah, he's 6'5", 6'6", can run and catch.
Last year, he had 23 catches for 396 yards, 5 TDs with an average of 17.2 a grab.
Yeah, the guy can play. We got to see how the offense does. Like I can't predict anything or say I think this with this team because like I said, it's the most unknown I've ever been going into a year, and I'm fine with that. I like it. I just want to watch the first game. This is a show me year for the fans. Show us, Mike. Are you still the guy we thought you were 2 years ago, where we thought we had a top 5 coach in America, and we drove a Brinks truck up to keep you from going to Bama?
But this is why we do the show because people don't know as much as you do, and I got my eye on this Deuce guy because he had a 17-yard average per catch. He was probably the 4th option.
Yeah, USC, yeah.
So 5. He got the ball in the end zone, which we'd love to see. He had 23 catches. 5 of those catches were touchdowns. Like, I love shit like that. Like, you get in the end zone when you catch the ball, get in the end zone, score, give the ball to the ref, get back to the. That's a good sign. So
yeah, no, he's a great young man. I've heard his interviews, and he's one of the most positive people I've ever heard talk in my life. But remember, he's going to be the number 1 for us this year, so he's going to draw the number 1 corner every game. USC, he was at 3rd, 4th receiver, so he was just a mismatch there.
Dude, he looks like that dude West that played with LeBron, like the
David
Delonte.
West?
He looks
Oh,
just like
Delonte West. Oh,
Delonte West, yeah.
yeah. But
So yeah, so those are our receivers. Okay, let's go to defense.
okay.
D line.
D-line, you got the transfer from Nebraska, James Williams, who people are starting to get down on because of his weight. The kid was a baller at Nebraska. Um, they couldn't use him all the time in certain aspects there because of his size, but he's put some size on.
How much size? I mean, how big is the kid?
I'm hearing different. Like I heard he was up to 267. But in fall camp you're going to lose some weight.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with 267.
Yeah, but he's lost some weight, I'm sure, in fall camp. So he's probably 250, 255.
D lineman is 267. What's wrong with that?
If you're getting after the quarterback, I really don't care.
That's fair.
As long as you can get around that tackle.
Right.
I don't care. And he knows the defense because he played for Tony White at Nebraska. Okay. So, he's going to – Nebraska, he wasn't an every down player.
He thinks he's going to come here and he's going to know the old coach and he's going to play because of that. He's mistaken. Like,
and he's job. And he knows he can be counted on every down for us.
People will boo that guy if he has that attitude in Tallahassee, like, okay, I'm going to come to Tallahassee, my coach is here, and people in the stands are going to get over it. Like, nah, that's not how it works.
That kid's different. Let's just say,
yeah,
he is so laser focused. You just see him talk, and you're like, I like this guy. And I understand I'm not judging this team on personality. I'm not trying to date them.
Is that the D lineman or the coach?
No, James. I really like him. But we have to see, is he an every down lineman for us, which he wasn't in Nebraska. So
I don't really want to like these guys. I just want to see some wins, dude.
Well, absolutely. I don't care about
like these guys. I mean, I get it. Like, it's fun to like the guys, but that's out the window when we're
like last year during the miserable season when so many people say, I just want to qualify. I like Mike a lot as a person, blah, blah. I'm like, no one's questioning that. We're not paying him for his personality. We're paying him to win ball games for us.
Right.
If he's a good dude and he's such a likable guy, that's just a bonus if we win.
In my opinion, if you're losing and you're showing personality, then you're a distraction. Like you are on the chopping block. You need to keep your eyes in the boat, do what your coaches are telling you, to improve as a player, or you're a massive distraction in my eyes.
Yeah, I agree. Mike, I think gets it. Mike knows he did a lot of mistakes last year.
On the point you made about Mike being the overall kind of captain of the fort, that's a good point you made, because maybe he's better at that than he is coaching.
Maybe he's never done it, so he's going to have to. He seems to. At first, it seemed like, Gus is here because I had no choice, and then the more you see him talk, he's like, "Oh, it's been nice." Getting to do the big picture.
Did the boosters want that, or the admin?
I'm sure the AD told him.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If he had kept that staff together,
that's kind of a slap in the face, dude. I mean, I'm not trying to create that drama, but it's like, hey, Mike, come in the office, man.
Well, I don't think so, because it's told either it's them or you. Peace out. And there was a few guys that stayed on staff that I was surprised about.
Like who?
The quarterback coach, Tony Tokers. I was surprised he's still there. The GM, Derek Ray. I'm shocked.
Did you see that old coach, or the guy we had last year from Clemson? His dad's like Lenny Norvell. He's playing for the Chargers now. He's the third string
DJU.
And the guy's in the press out in LA talking about how Norvell ruined his career, and he's literally spouting off in the papers in LA about how Norvell ruined.
Yeah, his dad made a cameo in my vlog.
Huh?
DJU.
Yeah. His dad is actually.
His dad made a cameo in my vlog in Dublin,
and I think he's a Poly, right? I think he's Polynesian, right?
Yeah, they're.
So they get a lot of props out there. So he's getting a little bit of attention because he's a Poly. So.
And he's playing good for the Chargers.
Stuff that that guy screwed your son over. That guy, screw him.
Oh, we did not do him any favors. Absolutely, he did not come to Florida State to throw the ball 35, 40 times a game, and have that kind of offensive line.
That guy couldn't hit the broadside of the barn, dude.
He didn't do himself any favors either, but we didn't put him in a position to succeed either.
Let's not go there, dude. That guy.
It was a bad.
He's not going to make the Chargers.
I don't care if we had Tom Brady behind that offensive line last year. He would not have played well. That's how bad. That's how bad it was. I mean, our receivers couldn't catch a cold last year. I mean, it was that bad.
Let's
So,
get to
but
our
he
quarterbacks.
also played well in preseason. Have you seen DJ? You see that throw he made last night?
Oh, he's playing good. You said.
Yeah, he threw a 50-yard perfect spiral last night for a touchdown.
Well, I know they got
They
Herbert.
got 8 more, but I think he's going to make the roster for
They got Herbert, and then they're really high on Lance. They're saying like he's
Trailer,
really
yeah.
balling. And then
Well,
I
I
guess
think DJ is going to get a roster spot, which we would have laughed at this time.
he was griping about 4 to 5 days ago. Maybe he played good in the last game, but he was like really going at Norvell's neck.
No, he didn't really go after him. There was a tweet about that.
Yeah.
His dad retweeted it.
Oh, okay.
So they took it. People take that. What's that?
Are you sure that's what it was?
Yeah, I watched it happen. His dad retweeted it. So okay, so like if you retweet it, then that means people think you wouldn't retweet it.
No, I'm pretty sure his dad was actually like this.
Maybe behind the scenes, but not on Twitter. He retweeted a tweet about that. So if you retweet it, that means you're supportive of it.
Yeah.
So
anyway, so I guess he's making the team.
I can see their frustration. Why they were frustrated with.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Let's be honest real quick, and let's not play around.
I don't ever.
Being 2-9 last year and the way we lost those games, why are we so sensitive towards anything going on this year? And why are we not demanding, like, making people nervous? Like I'm back in Florida now, so I'm actually like paying attention to football and stuff. And I'm just thinking to myself, he's getting away with no one's talking about this guy. No one's really dragging him right now. And
dragging who?
Not,
any
coach or anybody in the football organization that went 2-9 in Tallahassee. And you're like, oh, Vaughn, well, there's football teams in, every other city in the country. Well, listen, I just have this confidence in the actual level of players in this state. And for me, I'm never going to undo the thought that if we just recruit properly, we should win minimum 7 or 8 games a year.
Absolutely. What upsets me about last year is we were not a 2-win roster.
Yes, we were.
Okay, we played bad. We just
that team do.
But we were not a 2-win roster. Remember that team was projected to win the ACC at ACC Media Day.
Back in the 80s when I was a Bucks fan, that's what Bucks fans would say. Man, we're the best 3-13.
I understand that, but I'm saying roster-wise, it was just a train wreck in the locker room. A team that
don't get into that habit. Please don't do that because then you're just justifying garbage. You got
I'm not justifying it. That's why I'm saying we were not a 2-win roster. We played like a 2-win roster, but on paper we were not. If I told you before last year we're going to win 2 games this year, you would have said, Jeremy, you're crazy.
That's my whole point.
So, yeah. So that's why it's just Mike made some huge mistakes along the way, too. You lost the game in Dublin.
Thank you.
Huge mistakes. Oh, man, I will not defend him. No, you lost the game in Dublin. We know that. You spent the day there after sightseeing and hanging out when you should have got your ass back to Tallahassee and got back into the
I had a lot of fun watching your vlogs, by the way.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you, man.
I saw my boy from Tampa. What's his name? I used to live right next to my girlfriend by the stadium. Gianni?
Yeah.
Dude, that guy's hilarious, bro.
Great dude. He lives in Tallahassee.
Yeah, I saw that.
So he's at every game. He's a diehard.
Well, what was your favorite part about that trip?
Oh, man. I mean, it was a trip of a lifetime.
Really?
I'm so glad I went. The game was such a minor.
Really?
The game was such a minor part of it.
Really?
Well, I hit my bucket list. Always wanted to go to London.
Oh,
and
nice.
Dublin was incredible. Like, if a person ever has a chance to go there, go. If your team is ever playing out there and you're not sure, just go.
But tell us why though. What did you like about it?
Okay, Dublin goes out of their way for this game.
Right.
Like Dublin wants this game to be successful. Like you got off the airplane and you're in the airport and there were tons of going in gold balloons.
Don't you love that?
Welcome Florida State, welcome Georgia Tech too, obviously. Like you were like, oh man, this is cool. You walk into bars, welcome Florida State fans, Georgia Tech too. Everywhere it was like welcome. And it's such picture New Orleans, but a lot cleaner.
Right.
And just everything you need there. So many bars.
It looks super clean. It looks super
So
clean.
clean. Everybody's so nice there. The Guinness is unreal. Food was good. Just everything. It is such a fun place. Like Metallica's playing there in a concert, and I'm trying to find an excuse in my head to go out there for that.
If you're getting older, just go, man.
That's how I look at it. That's
Dude,
a lot.
I'm getting older. I'm seeing my friends die. I mean, I'm not trying to, but like,
Yeah.
as we're getting older, like certain people. I just had a good friend of mine from Tampa die of cancer, and I'm like, dude,
sorry.
You know, R.I.P. Thomas. He was a captain in the Army, and I went to grad school with him. But you know, that guy was a hell of a guy, man. And he did. And then this girl I worked with in Vegas in the nightclubs, she always had like something wrong with like she couldn't eat or you know, she always had a problem like where she couldn't really eat, and she passed like 2 weeks ago. So you just go, man. Like I'm not saying.
That's how I treat the channel and the vlogs. Like, man, like
I didn't mean to make it negative like that. I just
fine. I hear you. But yeah, that's why. But you asked me about Dublin. It was incredible. One of the coolest trips I've ever been on. And then after it, doing some cool things. The Knoll fans were great out there.
How was the stadium?
Gorgeous.
Really?
Gorgeous stadium. And it's designed for soccer, so you're pretty close to the field if you're there.
The pitch?
Yeah, gorgeous stadium. Right near like the action.
How much did it cost to get a beer?
I don't remember.
Was it like 13 or was it like 7?
It was reasonable.
Really?
Yeah, it was reasonable. The exchange rate was okay there.
Beers were like $20.
I heard a story like a few years before our game there. Nebraska played, I want to say Northwestern, and something happened at the game where the credit card machines broke. Remember, you can only get your stuff with credit cards. They just gave out beer. They said
that's what this country's missing. This country's missing that. It's just
their attitude was, we don't want this game to get a bad reputation. So if we have to eat it on some beers, we'll just eat it on some beers.
Yeah. Did you ever hear about the infamous party in Hollywood for the Florida State like alumni before the Auburn game?
No.
So you know a kid named Scott Klensner? Scott Klensner. He was like the Brian Schwartz after us. He was the guy. He was the top promoter in Tallahassee for like he ran all the clubs and stuff. And I met him a few times, and he was the door guy. And so I met him in Tallahassee because I knew all the club people, obviously. So I invited my buddy from Vegas who runs the T-Mobile Arena. Shout out Jay Littlefield, if you know Jay Littlefield. By the way, I'll give you his information. He'll hook you up at T-Mobile because he's a diehard. No, he'll love you. Mm-hmm. But I took him. I took this kid named Brandon Blake from Tampa, and this couple girls, and it was the hardest line. One of the top, I would say, in Hollywood. It's not impossible line, like a club line. It was probably in the top 10 hardest clubs lines I've ever seen in my life. I walk up to the front. I'm like, Scott, let me in. Because I was to take care of my foundation room where I took care of you at. So he's like, yeah, I got you. And I just texted him and I went like that. Went in there. And that was one of the craziest parties I've ever been to in Hollywood. People were, like a Manziel was in there. Kids were wearing their khaki pants, their FSU polos, spraying champagne everywhere. It was a hardcore. I think T-Pain was the DJ, and I think T-Pain was in there, and also what's his name? Lil Jon was in there. I was looking around. I'm saying to myself, I didn't know, because what people don't realize is that Tallahassee, because they have the school for all of the Hollywood stuff, like the camera, like the people make fun of the set.
Like one of the hardest theater programs to get into.
Yeah, they got a guy that won an Oscar like 16 for that one movie about whatever it is in South Florida. But
your motion picture school, they take like 7-8 people a year.
Dude, in Vegas, when I go to the FSU clubs, they're slam packed, and then in LA, that was weird because there was FSU.
We're international. You can find old watch parties in London. You can find old watch parties in LA, Vegas, anywhere.
Dude,
that's the special thing about us. That's why I guess
two in LA. There's one in the Valley, and there's one There was
the one you
there's
sent me to. You sent me to a restaurant. Remember I was in LA that one night and you couldn't meet up with me and you sent me.
I think I got kicked out or something.
No, you couldn't come that night. It was like a night I was there randomly that night.
You go to the Hollywood spot?
No, you sent me to a place on the beach.
That was Playa del Rey. I got because I got 86
near the airport. So
I got 86 there because after the Notre Dame game in 2015, they said I was overreacting.
But yeah, you sent me there, and there was Noel stuff in there. I was in Chicago,
right?
Yeah, I was in Chicago last year, and one of the Noel watch spots is right by.
Did you buy a shirt in LA? Did you buy one of the shirts?
I don't think so. They didn't have it. I asked.
So
I asked. In Chicago, I'm in Chicago last year. They have a Noel watch spot by Wrigley.
Was it packed?
No, it was not for a game. It was July.
Dude, the ones in LA are packed.
But it wasn't a game day in Chicago.
Packed.
No, I understand. I'm sure it was packed during the games.
Because of the film school.
Yeah, this was not during the season when I was there.
Oh, got you.
But you walked into this bar right by Wrigley, and this was a Florida State thing, like everything.
There's another bar that's still in Hollywood that's a Florida State bar that the guy died who owned it, but he was from Florida, and there's a picture of a Seminole that's got like a gator and he's holding it up with like a fish hook.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, we're in Hollywood and there's a FSU bar here. Yeah, so it's fun, man.
And then you got guys like Bert Kreischer who live out there and promote Florida State really well.
The reason I like him is because he's one of us.
He is a diehard.
So I can't knock him.
I was at his comedy lab 2 years ago, a couple days before the Syracuse game, and he ended up going to that game. And he said, man, I don't care. I'm going to say it. I went to Florida State.
Is he funny to you or no?
Oh, I love him. I love Bert.
Yeah.
One of my favorite comedians.
Really?
And then he said, I'm at a Seminole place. But he got booed a little. He didn't care. Yeah. And the next night, I wasn't there for the next night, but he wore a Seminole jersey.
But that goes back to my point. If you're 18 through 22 and you're living in Tallahassee, Brett Kersher is a prime example of who we are. Like he was the frat guy who knew all the other frat bros, who knew how to set up all the parties, and if you knew a kid at that frat, then they all had
the movie loosely around him.
Yeah, dude, it's like
the movie Van Wilder.
Yeah, dude.
Ryan Reynolds that was based on Bert. But anyway, let's finish up on the team.
I used to party with Seabass, dude. I used to party with Janikowski. That guy's nuts.
But
secondary.
That could be one of the strengths of the team. Safety position, I'm still a little worried about. But we have some corners that can play. Jeremiah Wilson, the transfer from Houston, I like a lot. He had a pick the other night, but that kid has an attitude like a dog.
I like that.
I like that. I want some dogs out there. I don't think we have. We didn't have that fight last year as a team. There were even teams last year. Corey Clark talked about it. There were teams last year, 3-4 wins as well, or not good. But there was 1 or 2 games that they fought hard and either won or almost won against a team much better. We didn't have one of those games. But I see a different attitude in this team, but I'm not gonna buy anything. Even if we somehow were to beat Alabama week 1. I'm not gonna say
that's what I'm talking about right there. Let's beat Bama, dude. I mean, why not?
Let's say we do.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna come to you and say we're back. Because you got a lot of football left, and who knows? And I don't think they're going to be able to.
Bama, I'm saying we're back for sure.
That's fine. We'll be excited, and I want to have that conversation.
Are you kidding? I hate Bama.
But that being said, I want to see how we play against Virginia on a Friday night on the road 3 weeks later.
Oof.
That's a tough one. There's a lot of
night game, right?
Charlottesville, Friday night.
Oh, we always play Virginia at nighttime, dude.
I know. I saw that Friday night.
So secondary, we got the guy who's a dog. Who else we got?
You've got some kids from last year that are good. They've been talking about. There's a freshman, Shamar Arnaud, that the coaches have been raving about. Doesn't seem Shamar Arnaud, and he's not trying to take a backseat to anybody.
Yes.
That's what they're saying, basically.
Yes.
Now, I take that with a grain of salt also because a lot of times when new coaches come in, they really highlight one of their new recruits to send the message to the guys who weren't recruited by them.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, it's like a psychological thing. Like, yeah, I brought this guy in, and if you don't do it, I didn't recruit you. I'm happy to bench you if I have to.
And that's what I'm saying about that guy from Nebraska or whatever who's playing and he thinks he's entitled for the D line. That is not the kind of person I want.
No, he's not entitled. He's not entitled.
Okay, but he's not getting around guys. He's not blowing guys up.
Didn't say he wasn't. We don't know. We're not there.
All right.
We're not there.
But he's a
We're
coach's,
going off
he's a coach's
speculation.
favorite, though.
This is still speculation season.
Right.
Especially because we don't know what's going on in camp. And they've mentioned his
I
name.
don't like when guys think they can come to Tallahassee and like,
James Williams ain't that type because he busted his butt and worked harder to put weight on.
you said Nate Williams?
James Williams.
Okay. I'm remembering that name in the Bama game.
Busted his butt to put on weight. He could have said, take me what it is. I don't care. You guys were 2 wins last year. I'm here because of my coaches. He hasn't done that.
All right. Well, let me ask you a question. Who are the 3 players to look out for against the 3 players to look out for a FSU fan that doesn't know as much as you do? The 3 players that you're looking forward to seeing playing against Bama. The guys that get your heart pumping. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't have that guy. I mean, obviously, I want to see Duke. No, I do and I don't. After 2 and 10,
the guy from USC, the receiver.
Yeah, Deuce is that type of guy.
17
I'm going to pay attention more now to see if we keep talking about this freshman running back.
Yes, there we go.
If he's the real deal, man, you're going to have to put him out there.
That's my number 2 guy.
Actually,
he's number 1.
And the freshman receiver Boggs, who I keep hearing about from
I'll go to somewhere else because we got the kid from USC, or take the guy from USC or the freshman. You're going to take one receiver. Who is it? Are you going to pick one?
I mean, USC or freshman? I have to say Deuce because Deuce has to be your number 1.
Okay, so then the freshman can
wait. Number 1 struggles, then all of a sudden it trickles down a little.
So you got the running back, the number 1 running back in the country at number 1. So do I, right?
And Tommy number 1 because
I got the receiver that averages 17.5.
The offense is only going to go as far as he can take it.
I think we got to put the quarterback in there too because it's a quarterback.
He's your quarterback. If he doesn't play well, it's a wrap. It's plain and simple.
We get to the point where we don't have any quarterbacks.
No, we don't know. We just don't know. I mean, Tommy can run at least so he can. And I think Gus is going to take advantage of his speed and ability to roll out and throw and do things. That used to drive me nuts about Jimbo in the past. He would never roll his quarterback out to make a throw. But I think he'll take advantage of his athleticism.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. This isn't the situation you want to be in year 6 with your head coach.
Year 6?
Yeah, this is year 6 for Mike.
This is the last year if he doesn't produce for sure.
But it depends on what record it is and how we look.
You got to get more than 7 wins. That's the line.
I think 7-5 is 7-5 is one of the things where. Well, here's what I say: 7-5, he probably keeps his job, but we don't feel any better about him.
All right. Well, speaking of schedules, we can wrap it up like this. You ready?
Okay. No, don't have to make picks.
I'm pulling up the schedule right now.
You can pull up, but I will not make predictions. I learned the lesson.
Okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, I'll do it. I have to do it, man. It's part of, this is part of football. Okay. So we have the first game of the year, ladies and gentlemen. We have Alabama at Florida State. I am taking Alabama to win that game. Actually, you know what?
See, that's why I don't do picks because it's unrealistic. You don't know about injuries. You don't know how you look now. I'm
going to take Alabama to win that game.
I mean, it's hard not to.
I'll take Bama to win, but FSU to cover. The second game, we have 3 games at home to start the season.
I understand, but the next 2 are cupcakes.
So the second game is East Texas A&M.
You win.
Oh, you say cupcakes, dude. And the reason why I think we were really 2 and whatever is because we made these teams look good last year. You can't say
they look good. But that's why I don't do schedule predictions. I don't like doing that.
Well then I won't do it.
I just don't like doing it because you could we're only going off what our roster is versus their roster.
Can I do it and you just don't do it?
Right, but hypothetically, we play Bama and they turn the ball over a few times.
But what if there's a kid that's 7 years old watching this, getting the schedule for the first time?
I learned my lesson the hard way back at Florida State when I assumed we'd win a game. I
I'm gonna
laughed.
run through it real quick. East Texas A&M versus FSU. That's a win. Kent State. Sorry, I just want to do it for the fans.
Oh, do it for yourself.
Kent State versus FSU at home again, September 20th. That should be 2-1, guys, right?
Yeah.
Then we go to September 28th. It's FSU's first road game at Virginia, 7 o'clock at night. That's a loss.
Ooh.
It's at night, dude. We always do that night.
I know. We start out 2-2, man, and we lose that game.
Then we go to Miami.
No, I understand, but even before that, we are as a fan base, we are done with Mike. People, I can't say we.
If we lose, so you're saying if we lose to,
we start out 2-2, man. I would not want to be Mike Norvell.
If we lose to Virginia, Mike's job starts to get on the hot seat, right?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm okay with that.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Shouldn't he be on the hot seat if you lose? I mean, it's Virginia, dude.
If you start out, that means you've lost your only 2 games at.
You can't stoop down to the competition's level and say, "Oh, Virginia."
If you lose that and Bama, the fan base is.
That's a state where like guys are smart and stuff, and like we're from Florida.
I'm not saying they're not, but if you lose that game, it's gonna get ugly.
Hot seat. I agree. The following game, October 4th, Miami comes to Tallahassee. I got us winning this game.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm saying this, and I could just be a stan because I don't like Miami, but Miami's supposed to kill us, but it's going to be one of those games. I think we win that game by 23-22. That puts us at 3-3. Damn, another game at home? Holy crap. So we got one.
Come on, let's go through the games. Let's go through the games.
Sorry.
Let's go through
Pittsburgh at State again, October 17th. I got us beating Pittsburgh, going to 4-3. Then we go to Stanford to the West Coast, 10 p.m. game. So it's really whatever. I think we're going to beat Stanford. I'm going to go to 5-3. Or whatever, something like that. Then we go to Wake Forest. I think we're going to beat Wake Forest. We're going to go to, I think it's 6-3. I'm not sure. Clemson's will be at 6-4. Clemson's at Clemson. FSU got VTech. We got a good schedule this year. VTech and Tallahassee. So we got
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a lot tougher than people realize.
That's a loss.
I didn't say a win or loss. I'm just saying if people just want to pencil that in automatically, I think they're crazy because Pat Narduzzi teams are always physical and are going to punch you in the mouth. And if you don't
football for sure. That's a game that if we win, we go, oh, we have a backbone now. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I agree. But if you don't respond to that, they will push you around.
I like that as a measuring stick game because if we get dog walk, we're just complete trash.
Off a bye week.
In that game, we win a battle.
And you're coming off a bye week, then going into.
It's a job overall has to win and keep his job.
Yeah.
He has to win. Then we have NC State
on the road.
On the road, that's a loss.
Friday night,
and then we lose. So we're gonna go 7-6 this year, or whatever.
7-5, and we're not feeling good about our situation. Let's just say that.
Anything else you want to bring to the table, sir?
I'm pretty good. Any questions you got? Anything you're thinking?
I want to ask you the question: what is who's your favorite Florida State player of all time? And what's your favorite home game you've ever been to in Tallahassee?
Man, that's a great question. I love this type of stuff. I was so fortunate when I went there that I knew all the guys.
Yeah.
I guess Peter Warwick because, it was just amazing to me that I'd hang out with him during the week. And I'm not bragging here, I swear.
That's okay.
I knew him. I'd hang out with him during the week. And he was the most down-to-earth, regular dude you'll ever meet, still is. And then it was like on Saturdays, he put on his cape and became Superman with things he was doing.
I used to go to his barbershop. I used to see him in the barbershop.
Yeah, just the greatest dude ever. And Pete's talked about it. He'll come on the show sometime. Wow,
that'd be crazy.
Yeah, he said he'd be happy to come on. I just haven't followed up with him, so that's my fault.
You gotta follow up with that, dude.
I do. I FaceTimed him one day.
What's your favorite game? On your favorite game ever? You ever been to in Tallahassee? In
Tallahassee? Yeah. That 98 FSU Florida game was nuts.
Oh, you were there?
I was there at that game.
Holy cow.
That was loud.
That's good.
That's one of the ones that tends to come to my mind right away.
Yeah, I think a lot of losses actually.
No, I was in a lot of wins. I was there in the glory days.
My favorite game in Tallahassee was so my favorite player of all time is Jameis Winston, and my favorite game ever was actually in the swamp. Was when Jameis destroyed and Red Lightning went down the sideline and hit.
I love that guy.
I wish we had that guy on the sideline still.
So if you ask me, I'm sorry, if you ask me like the player from when I went to Florida State is Peter. If you say somebody from when you weren't there, it's Dalvin Cook.
It's who?
Dalvin.
I can't forgive him after that Oregon game. I've never been able to forgive him.
What he did with those offensive lines we put out was unreal.
See,
I mean, I love Mark Jones and Derek Brooks. It is such a hard question. There's really no.
But see, the problem is you weren't at the game versus Oregon, where it was
things I thought Dalvin do.
It was 10-1 Oregon fans versus FSU. Maybe like 16-1. It was crazy. And you know what? I didn't know Oregon fans were so gutless and ruthless. I almost got into a fight because this guy was talking trash to me and my girl. And so I had to like not necessarily like stick up for her and be like, oh, I'm a man, but like he was talking to her too. And I'm like, look, you can talk to me, but and I said, hey, let's get the hell out of here. Left at halftime. And that game was annoying because we could have won that game. And Dalvin could fumble 3 times. So
I know, but he still ended up being unreal. And kind of
one game I'll never forget was and I guarantee you were there was the Phillip Rivers Torrey Holt homecoming game in 2001.
I was not there at that game. That was
I took my girlfriend at the time.
No, Phillip Rivers Torrey Holt wasn't on that team, but I know you're talking.
Yeah, he was. Yes, he was.
They didn't play together.
He had 5 touchdowns. Google. He had 5 touchdowns. I was there, dude.
Oh, it was in Raleigh.
No, it was in Tallahassee.
No, Torrey Holt was in the NFL then, playing in the NFL.
I guarantee you Torrey Holt was on the field. Maybe it was 2000, not 2001.
Regardless, Torrey Holt was on the 99 Rams team that went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Warner's guy.
Yeah, he was on that team. You're right.
Torrey Holt got us in 98 in his last year.
You're right. Phillip Rivers.
He had some receivers that were good, and he had that running back.
You're right. Wow. I'm like shook by that because Isaac Bruce was definitely there, and Ricky Prohl was there too.
Yeah.
I don't know if Isaac Bruce was.
Torrey Holt went to the Super Bowl as a rookie with that Rams team that won.
Yeah, he did.
But
Phillip Rivers had 5 touchdowns that game, so that was like, whoa.
The homecoming that we lost.
Yes.
I was at that game. Yeah, that's.
He had 5 touchdowns, and I was like holding my girlfriend's hand. It was like a date, and like I'm sitting there watching Phillip Rivers absolutely just dog all that.
He carved us, yeah. And we got back his senior year in Tallahassee when we won in overtime.
You're right. Torrey
Holt was a sophomore in Tallahassee, and we got him as a senior.
I've been telling people from my whole life that Torrey Holt played that game.
Yeah, hate to ruin your.
That's why I do the show with you, though, because you're right.
I get it. I'm a nerd like that, but man, thank you so much for coming on, Vaughn. It was a pleasure. You got me.
Hard information, man. I appreciate giving all the information you have. I know a lot more now than I did before the show. So
thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. And that's what I try to do, man. Have fun. It is what it is this year. I'm just going to sit back and just say, let's see what you got. That's all I can do with this team.
Tell your friends to tell a friend. I'm going to be on maybe once again, but this guy's putting it down for the Seminoles. Let's get him going viral. Let's support our Seminole friends, and let's make this thing go crazy because somebody's got to do it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But Vaughn, once again, thank you for coming on. Those of you who watch this after, hit us up in the comments, and we'll get back to you, myself or Vaughn or whoever's on, whoever. We're ready for football, man, in case you couldn't tell. So, Vaughn, thank you, man. It's good to catch up with you as well.
19 days away, almost 18.
That's crazy.
We play Alabama and Doak Campbell. Let's effing go.
It's time to get on with the getting. All right, everyone. Take care. Go Noles, baby.
Go Noles.